Good morning. What a place. Yesterday I was really struggling to see anything. I was on the coast and I was just finding it really difficult. Now I would say normally a coastal photographer, that's normally what I do, but I'm turning into a woodland photographer. I mean, look at this, there's stuff as far as the eye can see. These greens are just fantastic. We've got this lovely moss. There's big kind of cotton wool clouds of it hanging on the trees. Lovely moss that's falling down. They look amazing, don't they? This looks like something out of a Harry Potter film or Lord of the Rings. I can imagine little hobbits crawling about here. It's just the most amazing place. We haven't seen a single car. We haven't seen a single person. We came out just before sunrise. Got the lovely Ben Nevis range in the background, which is acting as a really nice dark background against these trees. So I'm going to try and find an image or two. I've already found one over there. I'm sure there's one here. And I'm going to have just the best day. So welcome to this episode in the Scottish Highlands. Get in! Maybe not totally about woodland. Look at that. So we're just driving along the road and just come across this scene. Don't normally include houses, but you can just see there's one of the mountains just there, and the light at the moment is the most incredible. And look at that lovely old place, an old house or old barn. You know I like derelict stuff, but look at the clouds. Just looks gorgeous. This is a 16:9 crop I'm shooting here, just because that allows me to get that tree in, and that's kind of how you're seeing it now, is almost how I can see this working. Beautiful. Right, carry on again. Okay, so I've come back to the road that goes around Loch Lochy. Just seen a picture of the lighthouse on the bank, which looks wonderful. It's a really lovely walk through there. Didn't take the camera with me, used my iPhone. But I found these lovely trees. You can't see them at the moment, but down the river here, there's a little river running past. You probably hear it. and I'm going to step into the gravel here, and there's a lovely tree overhanging with lots of those lichen, furry kind of stuff. I will find out what they are actually, because they're interesting, but they fascinate me. I think they're amazing. You don't find it really anywhere else. I suppose you do, but in Scotland it's one of the things that I remember most when I've been up here before. So I'm going to step into the water now, well, into the stones, and try and get this. So I'll hopefully get a video of me doing that from where I'm sitting at the moment. With this lovely old tree as well, beautiful thing. Right, so I've got polarizer on the front because there's going to be a lot of reflection on this little stream here. Helmet's ready, so I can't quite see, but there's a nice rock. So this is actually, like, I can walk on this because it's not that deep. I've only got my walking boots on, but there's a lovely red rock here, which is the most interesting thing in this foreground. A little waterfall behind it, which is only very small, but actually will be bigger in the frame. And then this lovely, lovely, lovely tree with all the cotton wool moss just hanging off it. It looked wonderful in the snow, but it's going to look wonderful today, I think. So let's go and shoot that. So actually I've tried shooting low down with that pink rock, but what happens then is I get all the sky in, which I hate. It's all behind the branches. The tree becomes insignificant. I'm now to put the camera up, looking down at it. It works better. It's a nicer composition. But what I need to do really is get the tree in. For me, the major subject matter of this is that tree. That's what attracted me to the scene. So the other side of on the bank here, I can look down through the ferns, so I'm going to have a look at that and explore that next. So this works a load better. I've now got the tripod up as high as I can, pretty much. Got another extension to go up, which I'm going to do again. I know I like using this tripod quite high, don't I? There we go. Because again, it cuts out the sky. So behind we've got this lovely fern, which has all gone brown. So that's going to be a nice backdrop, and then some conifer trees above there. I've got the polarizer on maximum polarization. It's going to take out all of the glare in the water, and now the picture is of this lovely tree, which is the main subject, which is what I wanted it to be, with some water underneath adding interest. So whoa, it's a bit precarious, but that looks really nice. So the only thing I've got now as a slight problem is I don't really want the conifers in, because they give a little band of green at the top. So we're going to, what I might do actually is shoot the whole tree and then crop it in post. As long as I've got myself the interest, so I want the waterfall in at the bottom, or a little bit of water where it's trickling, and the top of the branch making a nice shape. So I've got that in, so I'm not going to worry about the fact that forest is in, because I will probably crop that. Let's just flick this onto manual focusing to make sure I've got the branch in. Yeah, really it's those lovely. Now this is one of those again where I'm going to use a 10-second timer rather than 2, because it's wobbling, because even if I step slightly it's going to give me it's going to wobble. So actually I've gone to my 65-24 crop, and that works really well. But I know it with a 16:9 I've got both in. Oh, okay, so let's get rid of that. Put it back onto single focus, because that means that I can see what I'm doing a bit better. And that as a panoramic crop, well, it doesn't work quite so well because I can't get in the waterfall and the tree. But if I get back here a bit, give myself a bit more space. The other thing of course would be to change lenses, but I haven't got another lens for the GX yet. Yeah, no, let's make sure we're what, oh, there we are, Dave. I just haven't zoomed out enough. So that is getting everything in. I did need to still step back a little bit, and that's now getting the curve of that branch in, the trunk on the left, and the little waterfall. So all I need to do now is get the polarizer to cut out the glare completely. 10-second timer. Just going to come down on the exposure a little bit. I'm not worried about the histogram going up to the right. I'm just going to put it bang in the middle. And there's some light on the background now, which is coming through from the left. So I'm going to shoot that, but actually this light might play to our advantage, because it might end up coming over the tree itself, which would be magical. Right, manual focus. Let's get one in the bag. So 10-second timing, and that's perfectly still. I'm going to hold my breath. Yes, looks great. So we've got right to the end of the road. We've actually got to gates, we can't go any further, but I've come across this rather lovely tree. Look, right in the middle of this woods, and there's a path going to it. It's kind of like a magic tree. The colours look wonderful. Don't know what sort of tree it is. Might be an oak. I'm going to go and have a look and find out in a second, but I'm going to shoot this portrait, because I want to get the path in, running towards it. And then I'm probably going to shoot it landscape, just to show it in the wood itself. And I'm going to do my normal 65-24 crop. I'm just waiting for the light to improve, because if the sun comes out, I think it's going to look wonderful. At the moment, there's a big bank of cloud over the sun, but I'm going to give it 20 minutes. Well, however long it takes, I guess, because this is going to be a wonderful photograph, I think. It's doing well. We're doing well tonight. Might be beach, you know, but it just looks wonderful. Look at this, stuck in the middle of a wood by a loch with nobody else around, just the sound of a boat. Oh, wow. Light's still not working, but it's definitely improved. It's just a waiting game. While I'm waiting, just going to tweak the composition a little bit, but problem with shooting a portrait, even with the tripod up as high as it can go, is I'll get in the sky in, and I've got a polarizer, but it's not making any difference really at all. It's just making the greens a little bit richer, which is nice. So we've got a little bit of saturation in the colour. I'm just going to tilt it down a little bit so the sky's less distracting. There's a little bush just in front as well. I think I might actually move a bit closer. Let's just do one more here. The sun's trying. Well, obviously it isn't. This is going to look so nice. So actually I think a square crop might work well on this, you know. Just need some light on these leaves. If I can get some light on those leaves, this is going to just turn magical. I'm convinced I'm going to get it. But actually a square crop, I'll just use my hands to show you, kind of going in like that, will actually look really nice, I think. I could obviously just use my normal 65 kind of 24 crop, something like that might work. Right, the light's coming out. Let's get this done. So there's the composition, and actually I can go a little bit higher. Let's focus you up a bit, and the lights come out. Look at that. Wow. So in the end I've gone for this composition because it cuts out the tree that was in it to the right and just gives me a view across the branches there, and then they've got this lovely bough that goes across underneath behind this big pine tree, looking absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Right, next one, move on. So this is going to be the last shoot of the day. Got these two lovely old oak trees. Look at this one here. A big bowl on the side. I'm going to shoot that. The light's up now. It's about as high as it's going to get. And actually the dappled light in the background doesn't look too bad. I've got the camera up high again because I've got the lake in the background, or the loch, which I don't really want. So I'm just going to shoot that. And then the next time I see you, we're going to try and do a sunrise shot tomorrow somewhere. I think it's probably going to be Rannoch Moor. We're going to get up early and leave because it's about 2 hours from here. So we'll do that. So I'll see you at the sunrise shot where I'll wrap this vlog up. But let's just have a quick look at that. Again, it's going to be a 65-24 format. Really picking out the details on the bar. I just think they're really interesting trees, but there's some nice little small, what are they? Birch trees, I think, in the background, covered in moss as well. It's been a really good morning. It's been a really good day. I've enjoyed it so far. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, and then we'll return to Essex. So welcome to sunrise at Rannoch Moor. As you can see, we've got no colour. There's just too much cloud about. I mean, it's kind of dramatic, so I'm going to shoot a picture anyway because I've wanted to photograph here for a while. The water's a lovely inky blue, and we've got some lovely rocks which are adding a bit of texture. So lots of foreground interest here, so it's definitely a picture to shoot. And then I'm going to wrap up the vlog. We're going to go head back to the Lake District, and then we're going to head back to Essex. We've had a lovely 4 days away. Just want to say thank you very much to Amy and to Mac for lending us their lovely holiday cottage. If you need somewhere to stay in the Highlands, give me a shout and I'll put you in touch. But it's been a brilliant week. I've been with my wife, so we've had a nice time away, and now I've got to go back to Essex. I've got some work to do tomorrow. I've got a meeting to run, so it doesn't stop, does it? But I hope you enjoy the vlog. I've certainly enjoyed shooting it. It's been a marvellous experience. So until next week's episode, stay tuned for the pictures, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. I'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.